How often do you think about what you're not playing when you play a guitar solo? Most of us don't, but using space can make a really huge difference to how good our playing sounds. And that's exactly what we're going to look at in this video. So stay tuned. Hi there, James here, and welcome back to my guitar soloing school series. Hope you've been enjoying the lessons so far. Now in the first lesson we looked at how to improve the rhythm and groove in your lead work, and in the second lesson we looked at how to use repetition to give your solos more structure and flow and help you tell a bit more of a story when you play. Now in this lesson we're going to cover something really important, and this is how we use space in our playing. You see, it's really easy to get into the habit of playing non-stop, chucking all the stuff that you know and you've been practicing together without really thinking about leaving a gap between any of it. This can really stop us from sounding as good as we could be sounding when we play. And in this video I'm going to show you a couple of simple ways you can start to get used to thinking about space and using it in your playing, and I almost guarantee you that you're going to hear a difference. It's going to make your playing sound better. This video is brought to you by my Noble Music Theory for Guitarists book. This is the quickest and easiest way for any player to nail the essential music theory that all guitar players need to know. Also check out my Blues Soloing for Guitar book series, featuring 10 authentic blues solos complete with analysis, breakdowns, covering all the techniques and knowledge you need to play great sounding blues. They also include backing tracks and video lessons. You can find links to all these books in the description below this video. Okay, back to the topic of space. Now, when was the last time you read something in a guitar book or saw a guitar video about leaving spaces between your phrases? Not very often. Normally we're learning about licks and scales and what mode to play and all this stuff. In other words, we're learning about the stuff which we need to do. But we need to think about the stuff we don't need to do a bit more, in my opinion. And I can say this because I know that once I was fortunate enough to have a teacher who started getting me to leave space in between my phrases, and I can't overstate the difference it made to how good my playing sounds. So this is really going to help you too. So how can we get used to leaving spaces in between our phrases? And pretty much we just got to practice doing it, and it becomes a habit and it starts to naturally happen when we solo. Now we don't need to overthink this really. All we need to do is put on some kind of backing track and practice jamming and forcing ourselves to leave a big gap between each of our phrases. You've got to force yourself to do it. It's really easy for your fingers to run away with you. So I'm going to show you exactly how you can practice this. It's a really simple, easy to do exercise. I've got a backing track lined up. It's literally just on a C minor 7 chord. I'm going to be soloing using C minor pentatonic and this kind of stuff. And I'm going to just force myself to play a phrase, leave a gap, play another phrase, leave a gap, this kind of thing. So let's check out what that sounds like. Also experiment with leaving really big gaps in between your solos. See if you can play a solo which has more space than notes. Practicing this exercise will do a couple of really good things for your playing. First of all, it trains you not to overplay. It also teaches you to play solos which are kind of made up of phrases with gaps in between them, rather than just like a barrage of notes which doesn't make much sense. For the listener's point of view, in those spaces they're hearing your last phrase, and in that space they're kind of subconsciously wondering what's coming next. They're waiting for your next phrase, so you're holding the listener more. This makes your playing much more interesting for people to listen to. It also trains you to respond to what you just played. So you play one phrase, you leave a bit of a space, you have a bit of time to think about what's going to follow up that phrase nicely, rather than just jumping to the next thing you can think of. And the other thing it does, it gives your playing some inbuilt contrast. It's not the same all the way through, because at a very simple level, you've got this contrast between silence and space. This is going to make your playing much more effective. As you get used to these exercises, experiment with leaving short gaps and long gaps between phrases. This is going to create even more interest in your playing. I'm going to demonstrate that for you now quickly over 12 bar blues in the key of G. I'm going to leave a short gap. Short gap. Now I'm going to leave a longer gap. And another long gap. Short gap. Another short gap. Long gap. So take a backing track in any style that you like and begin experimenting with these exercises. And the sooner you do this, the sooner you're going to see some results from it. Now, it might seem a little bit fake to start with, but if you stick with it for a little while, you'll begin to notice that you probably feel more in control of your playing. You don't feel like you're chasing things around the neck. You feel like you're a little bit thinking about more when you're going to play and when you're not. It's a nice feeling, and you'll start to probably feel like your playing is a bit more honest and a bit more creative. So that's all from me today. Thanks for watching this third Guitar Soloing School series lesson. Remember to check out the other 2 videos previously and subscribe so you don't miss out lesson 4, which is coming very soon. Again, persevere with this exercise. Might seem a bit weird at first, but it's really going to help you out. So give it a bit of time and you'll definitely see some great results. Remember to check out both my books. You'll find links to those in the description below this video. And other than that, have a great day, and I look forward to catching up next time. So take care. I'll see you then.